me get you guys. I need to get a box to put y'all on. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction, and I share my life with you. All right. I'm gonna put y'all up on something so y'all can see me. Okay. All right, little stool right here. There we go. Biggie, 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 can't you see? All right. Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. All right, guys. So, let's brush out this hair. Wait till some of y'all get here. Cousin It in the house. Cousin It in the house. All right, so. Can you guys hear me? What's up, y'all? Anyone wanna come on? Okay. I feel like a new woman with this hair, you guys. Like, whew, mercy. Mercy. Okay. Oh, there's your comments. Yay. Hey, girls. Join my which is, hold on, guys. I'm not trying to ignore y'all. What the heck? Tree. What the heck? Sorry, guys. It's like freezing up on me, so I'm trying to get it so I can see your comments. Okay. What I'm going to do is I wanted to pop on and chat with y'all for a little bit. Neil and Nate went to the grocery store and went to the dog park, and I have some just alone time, you know what I'm saying? Some alone time so I could come on here and talk with you guys without having to worry about Nate running around. Real talk. Oops. I think that's it, hopefully. Okay. There's my Patreon link if y'all want to join, okay? All right. So I know a lot of you guys aren't in here. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate you, girl. So you guys like the hair? I was really, really nervous, you guys. It's really short. And honestly, whew, mercy and hot. My face is so round that I was nervous that it was not going to look nice. I was super nervous. So, and you see how thick my hair is. It's like really thick and just, it does its own thing, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you like it? Oh, no, I didn't color it. It's been highlighted with the balayage. Now, I did set up an appointment for next week because my hair girl is going to, okay, let me show you. Let me put this moisturizer on. My hair girl is going to bring the highlights back up around my face. So let me show y'all. All right, sorry about that. I usually part my hair down the side or down the middle. So we'll just do it down the middle. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the highlights back up here in the front. And but it's been colored, that blonde color, the whole time. Thank you, Kim. I was really nervous that you guys weren't gonna like it. I almost feel like now that my hair is shorter, it's gonna like push me even more to keep eating healthy and trying to lose weight, because it's like now you see my face. Like I can't hide behind my hair anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Hey, Ramon, what's up, buddy? Hey, guys. Thank you, sweetheart. I want you guys to welcome, is it Raymond or Ramon? Let me know, okay? I want y'all to welcome Ramon Lopez. He is going through withdrawal, and he is going to treatment tomorrow. So we are all super proud of you, and I'm just so excited to be here to support you on your journey, man. I'm telling you, like, you're not alone. There's so many people in here that can tell you they've been through what you're going through. Just to keep on hanging in there. Do not give up, you know, because you're worth it. You deserve sobriety and a good life, and your children deserve it, you know. They deserve to have their daddy. So I'm really proud of you, man. And I know the other girls probably are too. Hi, y'all. So let me tell you guys. So since in celebration for Ramon and that he's going to treatment tomorrow, I'm going to tell you guys a rehab story. How's that sound? Y'all want to hear a rehab story? Okay, I'll tell you guys a rehab story about, let me think of a good one that y'all will laugh at, because I have so many, because I've been to 5 rehabs. Okay, let me think. Okay, I got one for you. This is from the 3rd treatment center I went to, okay? 3rd treatment center. So, do you guys, okay, first up, let me back up. So, in 2008, I had just started injecting methamphetamine, okay? And when I started injecting methamphetamine, 6 months after I started injecting, I got arrested and charged with felony possession of a controlled substance, okay? The way I got caught was I was riding passenger seat of my own car, and the dope dealer was driving. His name was Pacemaker Quincy, okay? So the reason they called him Pacemaker Quincy is because he had a pacemaker, all right? He was probably one of the only black dudes I've ever shot meth with, but we shot meth together. Well, Pacemaker Quincy was driving my car, and we had just left the Terry twins, okay? The Terry twins were known confidential informants in Hot Springs, where I used to live. Okay, so they're known for informing the police and snitching on folks. Well, they always were around. I mean, these girls hung out with everyone. So, you know, it just depended if they were going to snitch on you. Well, this particular day was the day that they were snitching on me and Pacemaker Quincy, okay? So we just left their house dropping off some meth, and we were driving. He was driving my car. We were bumping, you guys. We were listening to some, I think we were listening to some old school Juvenile. You know that song. She's got an ass, yeah. Big fine woman, won't you back that thing up? That song. So we were listening to that song. I mean, we were bumping in my little Ford Focus. I had a blue Ford Focus, navy blue. Nice little car. I bought it brand new. I saved $5,000 up to buy that car all by myself. And my dad ended up co-signing, so that way I could get it without, because I didn't have enough credit. You know, I was too young to get it on my own. So we're driving down the street listening to Juvenile, back that thing up. Next thing I know, you guys, it was like out of nowhere. We were on Woodlawn Avenue. I will never forget it. Right in front of the Oaklawn Racetrack in Hot Springs. Two big old giant black SUVs and three marked police cars surrounded my vehicle, hemmed us up, okay? And my car was still rolling while this police officer or detective slings open the driver's side door and throws Quincy out of the car, okay? Quincy's on the ground, spread eagle. And I'm sitting in the passenger side and my car's still rolling. And that detective jumps in the car, slams the car in park, okay? Get on the ground! DeMeo, get on the ground! Okay? DeMeo was my last name, my maiden name. They knew me because my whole family, we lived there all our lives, We moved there when I was like 5, and that's where my sisters were born. So I get on the ground, I'm spread eagle. They check my pockets, ask me if there's anything in my pockets that'll stick them. Of course, I was like, no, there's not, because there wasn't. All my stuff was in my purse, okay? So my purse was on the floorboard of the car right where I was sitting. And Officer Jessup grabs my purse and he's like, hey, girl, hey, Mesa. He starts looking through my purse and he's like, is there anything in here that's going to stick me? And I lied. And I said no. And I had a syringe in my purse, you guys, that was loaded with meth in it. Thank God it had the cap on so he didn't get stuck, because I would have felt horrible. But I got in a lot of trouble for that shit, for not telling him that it was in there. He was like, what if I had gotten stuck, Nicole? What if I had gotten stuck? And I was like, I'm sorry. But at that time, when it was happening, I was denying that it was my purse. I was like, that's not my shit. I don't know whose shit that is. And they were like, Nicole, it has your wallet in it. And I was like, that's not my shit, right? So anyway, long story short, I ended up getting charged with a Class C felony, possession of a controlled substance, all right? Which I am not proud of. That felony has kept me from good jobs, you guys. Ugh. Like even now, I'll tell y'all a little secret, okay? I went and applied for a job the other day and they did a background check on me. And I told them that I had a felony from 2008 on my record. And he was like, okay, well, hopefully it'll go through and we can hire you because I know you're such a good worker, right? And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Well, the felony came up and they couldn't pass me through because it was a drug felony and I was trying to work at Walgreens where they wanted me to work in the pharmacy as a pharmacy tech or whatever, the person that works at the register. And I was so excited, you guys. I was like, this job is going to be an amazing job. Like, it's going to be a job where I get benefits and insurance and I'll get more money and I can work more hours, because at the job I have now, I don't have a lot of hours and I want to start making more money. And honestly, you guys, I'm not making money from my YouTube channel. So I have to have a job with a little bit more hours. Well, they couldn't hire me because of my felony. And it sucks because I passed the drug screen. I did so good on my interview and everything. And anyway, I didn't get the job because of my felony, because of the over 10-year-old felony. Okay, so once I got that felony, they put me on probation for 3 years, okay? And I've told you guys this story many, many times about me getting on probation, but I'll tell it to you again. So when I got put on probation, you guys, they gave me the worst probation officer I've ever experienced in my life. This woman hated my guts. I think she just hated drug addicts. But anyway. And I think she was a lesbian. No offense to lesbians. My sister's a lesbian. But you'll understand why I'm saying that in a second. So I got put on probation and I took my first drug screen. I passed my first drug screen. And then after that, I kept failing them. So every day, every time they would call me in, I would have to go in, pay my fines, and I ended up paying off all my fines. The only thing I was having to do was come in and report, because that's what you have to do when you're on probation. You have to report monthly. And so I would have to come in and report monthly, and I would have to take drug screens. Well, when I would come in and take my drug screen, I was always going to fail. So I always told her first thing, I'm going to fail my drug screen. I can't pass it. I can't pass it. Well, it didn't matter to her because I guess she had to get it on paper that I was failing it. So she would make me go to the bathroom and pee in the cup. And this is where it gets really weird. So I would let her know I was going to fail. And instead of just saying, okay, go and pee in the cup and letting me go pee in the cup and hand it to her failed, guess what she would do? She would come in the bathroom with me, you guys, and make me lift my leg up like this so she could look inside of my. So embarrassing. So embarrassing. So I had to do that. And I was a lot skinnier and tinier back then. So I would lift my leg up. She would make me prop it up on the wall, and she would look inside of my vagina. Disgusting. Hey, Ian. And so she would do that almost every time I came in to take a drug screen. And I had a comment one day. Somebody said, well, you could tell her no. Have you ever been on probation before? You cannot tell your probation officer no. I couldn't tell her no. She made me do that shit. Because I didn't want to do it. Do you think I wanted to lift up my leg and show this woman my chain? No, I did not want to do that. But she made me, y'all. She made me. Okay. So after I show her the chain, I would go potty and I would fail just like I told her I was going to do. And then I'd go about my business. All right. Well, I failed the drug screen about 6 or 7 times. Okay. About almost a whole year's worth of drug screens I failed miserably. On that last one that I failed, she had me come in and she said, listen, I'm going to give you one more chance and I'm going to send you to treatment before I send you to prison. All right. And I was like, okay, thank you. Thank you for sending me to treatment because that's what I need. I need help, right? I don't know how to stay sober. That was the problem, you guys. I didn't know how to stay sober. I had never stayed sober before. And so she sent me to a treatment center in El Dorado, Arkansas called South Arkansas Substance Abuse. Okay, look it up. This treatment center was created by a man who was a recovering heroin addict. He was super cool, man, super hippy dippy, just cool ass dude. And the counselors there were amazing. I remember my counselor, her name was Damaris. I will never forget her because she was so kind to me, you guys, and she taught me what true recovery was about, which was helping others, which was giving back. She taught me, I watched her and emulated a lot of what she did because she was such an amazing counselor and she got down on our level, and I really admired her a lot. Well, in that treatment center, I ended up meeting this guy named Mexican Mike, okay? First of all, let me tell you about what it was like when I went into detox, okay? So detox was, they had a detox on the premises, okay? And just so you guys know, I'm telling this story because one of our very own, Ramon Lopez, he's in the comments right now, is going to treatment tomorrow. So I'm telling a treatment story. So when I got there, what they do is they, check you in and they check your bags, make sure you ain't got no drugs on you. Make sure you're not smuggling no goods in because, a lot of us are really sick when we go into treatment and we might still be trying to smuggle drugs in, right? But I wasn't. I didn't have any drugs. So they had a detox, though, on the premises where it was down the hallway. They would put us in these scrubs, okay, hospital scrubs, and then we got put in a room with another girl. So I was in a room with another girl. So the whole time that you're in your detox, I mean, you're sick as hell. Okay. Hey, Angel. You're having diarrhea. You're having like your stomach sick. I mean, it's you and this girl. Y'all are both sick together. So me and this girl, we was just throwing up. I mean, I remember one night I didn't make it to the bathroom and I puked all over the floor on the way there. And it was just so embarrassing, but we became real tight. And this girl, we'll call her LC. So me and LC became real close because we went through our withdrawal together, So we were in there for a good 5 days. And at that time, I was withdrawing off of methadone and benzos at that time because, yeah, that's why I kept failing my drug test because I kept failing for benzos and freaking opiates. So I was coming off all that. We came off together and we made it through. Well, this is where the story starts about the whole story at the treatment. So me and Elsie became like really good friends, you guys. Like I'm talking, we ran thick as thieves. And me and Mexican Mike, we did all the cooking. Now, one thing you're going to hear from me a lot is that every rehab I was ever in, I worked in the kitchen, okay? If I had a job in the rehab, it was going to be cooking. So me and Mexican Mike, we were the cooks. I remember one night, you guys, we had Mexican night where we had tacos and enchiladas. I remember one night we had breakfast for dinner where we made like all kinds of waffles. We had a waffle iron. We had sausage and biscuits. We had cheesy eggs. It was just the bomb. And this is what happens when you're in rehab, you guys. Hey, Tiara, you're going to make friends, right? Because those people that are in there, those are your peers. And y'all are going to be each other's support system. So that's how it was in this rehab. We all became like really close friends, kind of like me and Missa did when we were in treatment together. Because if y'all didn't know, me and Missa were in rehab together, my first treatment center I ever went to. Tell them, girl. So we all became really close, and one day we were outside playing volleyball, and that's one thing that we would do to pass time is we would be outside and we would play volleyball all night long. It was so much fun. Not all night, but on the weekends we were allowed to stay out till midnight, and so we could be outside playing volleyball, or we could be in each other's rooms. Just the guys couldn't go in the girls' rooms. And so it was actually really fun. And we had these seven you know those dogs that have the long ears, Basset hounds. They had 2 Basset hounds that had puppies there, purebred puppies. So there was 7 little Basset hound puppies running around, and we would take care of them because that was our chore, right? Yes, volleyball. So here's the story. One day we were having like a volleyball tournament, okay? It was a Saturday or something where we were having like, you know, fun and games. I think parents were coming and visiting. We were having like group meetings. It was just a good day. I remember we were all having a good time, and we were out there playing volleyball. And remember, me and Elsie had become like really good friends. Well, Elsie and me were like, she was super athletic and so was I. So we were out there, you know, we were hitting the ball and playing and running and jumping and just having a good time. Well, next thing I know, she goes up to hit the ball and she falls, and all of a sudden I hear crack. I mean, it was like a bone broke. You could hear it. And she was on the ground and she wasn't moving. I was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And she's like, "No." And I remember her just crying, okay? And so this is how I am, y'all, for my girls, for my friends. She was crying and everybody was like, "What do we do? What do we do?" I picked this girl up. I mean, I picked her up, y'all, like she was my child. And I carried her inside to the front desk and sat her up on the front desk. And we called 911. And then I carried her out there and we sat on the front porch and waited for the ambulance to come. Okay, she ended up breaking her ankle. Well, when she came back, she had to have like a boot or something on. This is how tight we were. She couldn't shower by herself. So I would have to go into the shower with her and help her, hold her up in the shower, help her wash her ass, you know, and I would help her. And that's what we did for the rest of the time we were in treatment. I was her partner. I went and got her tray for her. I went and got everything for her when we were eating. I would pull her chair out for her when we were sitting. I mean, I was just like, you know, I was her friend and I was supporting her because I wanted to make sure she was okay, you know? Thanks, Kim. And so that's kind of my story about the girl. It was like all about her breaking her leg and us like having to, you know, me having to carry her around. But the whole reason why I wanted to tell you all that is because Raymond's going into treatment tomorrow. And I want you to know, like, if you're going into treatment and you're scared or you're nervous, you can make the best out of it, okay? And you can have a good time and you can meet good people who are also wanting to change their lives. But that's what you have to do. You just have to be aware that not everyone in there is wanting to get sober. So stick with the winners, stick with the people who are, listening in the class, stick with the people who want to change, who aren't getting in trouble. And be honest. When you go into treatment, be honest. Don't lie about anything, because if you lie, then they're not going to be able to help you with what you need help with. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I always tell my girls is that if you're struggling, honesty is the best policy, okay? Just be as transparent as you can with your counselor, because they're going to help you to get your life back together, and they're going to help you learn how to live your life sober. And it's not going to happen overnight. Like, you're not going to come out of a 30-day treatment and be ready to live on your own and be ready to stay sober by yourself. You're going to need support. Hey, Tara, you're going to need support when you get out of treatment. You're going to need, my suggestion, if any of you guys are going into treatment and, fixing to get out of treatment, is to go into treatment, and when you get out, don't get out and go home. Get out and go into a halfway house or some kind of monitored living, so that way you'll have another layer of support, because that helped me so much. If I had gotten out and went straight into the streets, I probably wouldn't be sober, right? Or if you don't want to go into a halfway house and you're nervous about doing that, then get involved in some kind of AA or NA or AA program and get yourself a sponsor and start going to meetings as much as you can, okay? Because it's not the meetings that are going to save you. It's the support from the people that are going to help you, right? Those people are going to be there for you whenever you're struggling. I think a lot of people think, oh, well, AA is going to save me or NA is going to save me, and that's not what it is. Going to meetings is great. It helps people, right? Hey, Classy, but meetings aren't going to save you, okay? It's working the steps and getting in contact with a power greater than yourself. That's where the healing happens. You can go to like 10 meetings a week and still be miserable, right? That's just, it's great though. Listen, don't get me wrong. It's great to go to meetings, right? But meetings aren't going to keep you sober. That's what I'm trying to say. Meetings are not going to make you stay sober. It's the work that you're doing in the steps, right? That's what's going to help you change your life. There's actually like this huge, there is this Instagram, right, where this guy, he's like really into AA and NA, but he also, you guys saw the guy I had on my channel, Joaquin. He talked about it too, about the message of AA being watered down, okay? A lot of people put their opinions into AA. Like, remember how he said, you don't have to have a year sober to speak at a meeting, okay? You don't have to have a year sober to be a sponsor. Those are suggestions, okay? To be a sponsor, to sponsor somebody in the program, you need to, 1, have a sponsor yourself, okay? 2, finish the work in the steps, and that's it. That's all. You just have to have a sponsor and work the steps, okay? A lot of people will, add their opinions and stuff in, which, I mean, we all have an opinion, but there's no rule that says, hey, you can't tell your story until you've been a year sober, right? Or, hey, you can't help other people because you don't go to this meeting. Or, hey, you can't date people until you've been sober for a year, right? That's just suggestions. Which those are great suggestions, and those help people to, maybe not get into an unhealthy relationship, because that's what happens to a lot of us. We get into unhealthy relationships early in our recovery, and that's probably why somebody made that suggestion and said, hey, you shouldn't date for the first year. You did? Y'all hear what I'm putting down? Okay. So, yeah. I just want you guys to know that if you have any struggles or you're going into treatment and you need support, if you're somebody who doesn't have like money to get yourself hygiene items or get yourself stuff for treatment, let me know. Like, I will help you out with some things that if you need them for when you're going into treatment. If you're living on the streets and you can't, find a way to get clothes or something like that, let me know, because I have a lot of friends in the recovery community, guys, that would be willing to help anyone who's struggling. Okay, if you're willing to help yourself, these people will be willing to help you too. Scholarships, yes, and I can help you find a scholarship into treatment if you don't have insurance. I mean, you just got to let me know. What is that saying? A closed mouth don't get fed. Hey, Liz, do you really like it? I was so nervous that you guys weren't going to like it. Oh, yeah. And when you go into treatment, if you don't have insurance and all that stuff, that's what they do here too. Miss, they put you on food stamps if you go into the treatment center and you don't have all that stuff. So that way they'll get food stamps for you. And then when you come out, you can have them transferred over to your name or whatever. So, you guys like my hair? Okay, is there any questions? Do any of you guys have any questions? Is there anyone that's on this live stream right now? I can see your comments, that's struggling, needs to talk, wants to share something. Do it now. Let's do this. Any of my girls have anything they want to share? Thanks, Liz. Hey, everyone. Hey, Misty. I'm putting this peach color all over my eye, and we're just chatting while I do my makeup, so I'm waiting on you guys. Day 16, doing good. Angel, I'm so proud of you guys. So you guys, Angel found me from the collab that I did with Sunny, okay, from the Sunny side. If you guys haven't went over and checked out his channel yet, he is so amazing. He does tarot readings. He does astrological readings. He's a comedian. I mean, he's just an all-around good person. And Angel found me from that collab that I did with him about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And ever since then, we've been on a mission together to stop drinking. And she's on her day 16, no alcohol, you guys. That's a huge, huge accomplishment, Angel. And you should be so freaking proud of yourself. Okay? Don't let anyone tell you that that's not amazing, because that's huge. That is a huge accomplishment. And I know anybody out there who has struggled with alcoholism knows it ain't no joke when you quit drinking. Okay? It ain't no joke. You can die from alcohol withdrawals. So it's super important to be very, very careful. And you guys know I'm not a doctor. I'm just here sharing my experience with you guys of what I've been through and what works for me. And if you find yourself at home and you're sick and you can't get out of the bed, or you're going through it, please go to the hospital and get in there and get some help, okay? Do not sit at home and die, okay? No withdrawal at all. That's great, girl. You know what that is? That's the spirit protecting you, okay? Because a lot of people go through so much hell with alcohol withdrawal. Who else? Hey, Tiara. No joke. Yes, no joke. You know, getting clean cold turkey, you guys, off anything is no joke. It's hard work. It's not, and a lot of the times I think what happens, and you guys might disagree with me, but I truly believe this to be true. A lot of times we get so hyped up in our heads, right, that we make our withdrawal a lot worse because we focus on it, right? And so what I have found that when I can distract people and help them not focus so much on the pain that they're going through, that's what I try to help people do by coming on here and doing videos and chatting with you guys. Maybe that will help distract you from your withdrawal. And I hope that's helping you, Ramon. I hope that coming on here and hanging out with us and listening to story times, I hope that's helping you with your withdrawal. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. It's actually, it's us not wanting to feel anything. Okay, addiction is a disease, and once a person takes in drugs or alcohol into their body, okay, because that's, first of all, you have to have a person who reaches for the substance. Okay, so that person who reaches for drugs and alcohol, they have been going through something that either they haven't felt comfortable. Okay, so let's think about it. A lot of us get high or reach for drugs when we were younger, when we were kids, right? Maybe because we wanted to fit in. Maybe because we saw our parents doing it. Okay, it's something influenced us because we weren't born just thinking, oh, I'm going to get high, right? A lot of us were warned against it when we were younger. Okay, so something happened to where we were tempted or prompted to get high, to reach for drugs and alcohol. So that first time that we reach, okay, we get high, usually the first time is not a good feeling, right? Usually it's scary. We don't know what to expect. Maybe we cough a whole bunch. Maybe we threw up. Maybe it tasted gross, whatever it is, right? Then that's the first time. Then we go back and we try it another time, okay? Now, the next time we try it, that's when the addiction gets woke up. If we have the disease of addiction inside of us, that's when that addiction is going to get triggered, okay? Because we're going to feel those feelings, right? That relief that drugs and alcohol produce for us, because that's what a lot of us get from drugs and alcohol is a sense of relief, a sense of ease and comfort, okay? If you guys are familiar with the Big Book, when we do our Big Book studies on Mondays, it talks about it in the Big Book, the sense of ease and comfort that follows the first drink, okay? When we're drinking alcohol, if you're an alcoholic, you'll be able to relate to this. And you drink that drink and you're like, ah. Or if you're a heroin addict and you snort that line or shoot that shot and you're like, ah, this is what I needed. This is what makes me feel normal or feel good inside, right? So we're searching for that feeling, all right? So once we get that feeling and we know, okay, this substance produces this feeling for me and I like it, okay? After that, we cross over an imaginary line, okay, where we lose the power to make the choice on whether we're going to drink or get high or whatever, right? That is the imaginary line. Now, a lot of people would say, well, you're just choosing to get high. It's your choice, right? Those addicts, they choose that life. They want to be, first of all, if you're a drug addict, I know you know what I'm talking about. No person chooses to kill themselves every single day. No person enjoys being out there in that struggle, okay? I promise you guys. I promise you. If you have any questions and you're not an addict and you're thinking, well, I have a brother or sister that gets high and they choose it. They want to be out there. I promise you, if you would just listen and close your eyes, open your heart, and listen. I promise you that person is struggling. I promise you that person is hurting on the inside. I promise you that person doesn't want to be there. Okay? They don't want to be there. It's shameful. Okay? It hurts. Do you know what it feels like to wake up every morning and have to search for something to slam, to shoot up? Okay, or to snort, whatever your route of administration is. I talk about slamming dope because that was my route of administration. And to me, that was shooting up was the most degrading act I've ever done to my body. and the most shameful thing I've ever done. Okay? Because I would be so desperate to get that shot that I would stick that needle anywhere it would go, anywhere I thought there was a vein. And there would be some nights where I would spend hours upon hours upon hours locked in my bathroom trying to find a vein. I would have scars and scabs and marks all over my body. My arms, my legs, the backs of my legs, my neck, my breasts, my stomach, the insides of my thighs, all over the backs of my hands. I'm not proud of that shit, you know? But I'm telling you guys this because that was the point where I realized that I had crossed over and that I had no control over what I was doing. I was sick, okay? Because that is sick, all right? There's nothing glamorous about being locked up in your bedroom for hours upon hours, days upon days, okay? Without being not taking a shower, not washing your hair, not eating anything, and just digging for veins, okay? Being so dehydrated because you haven't eaten or drinking anything that if you found a vein, when you stab it, you go through it or nothing comes out because you're so dehydrated. So nothing even comes out of it. You can't even get it. That's how bad it was, okay? That's how degrading it is, okay? It's degrading. It's not a good feeling. So when I hear people say stuff like, they want to be that way, the addict chooses that life, I cannot help but laugh my ass off when I hear people say that because it just shows the complete lack of compassion, empathy, and ignorance. It shows so much ignorance because I promise you, there's no addict out there who wants to live that life. It's no way to live, okay? It's no way to live. It's horrible. And then try being so desperate that you'll use a syringe, okay, that has been used so many times that the needle is so dull, okay, that it doesn't even go through the skin. So you have to get something to sharpen the needle with. How about having your sister find your syringes, run outside and throw them in a green dumpster, and you're so desperate that you run outside and jump inside the dumpster to find your needles? How about being so desperate that you know someone that shot up in front of you has hepatitis, but you don't have a rig, so you're willing to bleach it and run it through hot water. So now I have hepatitis. That's desperation, all right? I'm not proud of that shit. That shit is embarrassing, right? I'm ashamed of that, all right? I'm not proud of that shit. But that's what addiction does, okay? In my right mind, in my sober mind, where I'm talking to you guys right now today, I wouldn't do that. I know that shit's crazy now, right? But when I'm in my addiction, anything goes. Anything goes. All right? You can sit here and say, well, you just must be nasty. No. I was raised right. I have good hygiene. My parents taught me how to, do the right thing and be a good person and all that stuff, right? It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with desperation. That's what addiction does. It makes you so fucking desperate, you guys. So desperate. But the state I live in, and Missa knows, Arkansas is so behind, you guys, that they would rather see you out there using needles over and over and over again than sell you a pack of rigs at the pharmacy because they're so judgmental and behind the times, right? I can remember going into Walgreens stores and needing clean rigs and them not giving them to me after I had the money to purchase them. I think that's ridiculous, and that's what that further adds diseases out there and all kinds of stuff because you have addicts who they just need a clean rig. It's like, give them the damn rig already. Idiots. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent now. What's everybody up to? Talk to me. Do any of you guys want to come up here and get on panel with me and share some of your story? Hey, Derek, what's up, buddy? It's debilitating, you guys. That addiction is debilitating, and it takes away anything that you thought in your mind that was even remotely made sense. Addiction knocks all that shit out. Oh, thanks, Liz. Love you. She always gets me my pistachio ice cream. Oh. You guys, I just want y'all to understand, like, I know a lot of people like to argue and say, addiction is a choice. And I know a lot of people like to, make it seem like, or try to put the blame on the addicted person, right? But I want any of you guys out there who watch my channel, and I know there's a lot of y'all who watch my channel whose family members are addicts, okay? And you're not, you're just a regular person. I want you to know that I want you to start looking at addicts like you would a person who has a sickness, okay? Next time your loved one comes inside and they're loaded and you're mad, okay, I want you to look at that person like a sick person, okay? Like someone who is, dying of cancer, all right? And give them that same compassion and love. Now, am I asking you to enable them and give them money and give them a free pass? Absolutely not. Because the addict has to be held responsible, right? We have to be responsible for our actions. That's part of what helps us get better. It helps us start to recover, okay? Is when our family members stop enabling us and start holding us responsible, right? Love you too, Derek. Thanks, baby. You guys, Derek has a channel. If you haven't went over there, go over and check his channel out. It's called Derek Lambert, just like on his icon. Thanks for coming by. I'm telling you guys, like, I know because I live in a small state where it's very country, okay? It's very religious here. It's the Bible Belt of the South, okay? And I know how that way of thinking can damage somebody, okay? And I know how it feels to have people look at you and judge you because you were in your active addiction or you've done things that you're not proud of, right? I mean, that's the story of my life. I just got done telling you guys about not being able to get a job that I wanted to get because of my felony. That's holding me back from so many opportunities, that damn felony. Okay, so I want you guys to know, like, I paid for the crimes that I committed. I paid for the addiction, the things I did in my addiction. And even though I went to prison and I paid for those crimes, I'm still paying for those crimes because I can't get a job, right? I can't, work at a certain place where they actually pay good money because my felony is prohibiting me from doing so. All right, so it's like, I feel like, and now I'm going on a tangent again. Stick with me here, all right? I feel like the United States, we're supposed to be helping people who, have drug addiction and felonies to get out, get their lives back, and help them reintroduce themselves into society and be able to be productive members of society, right? Right? Well, you can't be a productive member of society if you can't get a job. You can't hear me? Hold on. It sucks, Liz. I really appreciate you for saying that, though. Let me know if y'all can hear me, okay? And I have a job. Okay, so let me tell y'all something. I have a job. I'm not going to say where I work because I have crazy people on my channel who troll me. But I have a job, and it's a good job. I love my job, okay? But I want to be able to make more money, right? I want to be able to have more hours. And so I was looking for a job at a place that I knew I could get more hours and kind of move up the totem pole, right? And I went and applied, and it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago that I applied, and they were running my background. And I'm very honest, you guys. My job knows about my past. Okay, they know I'm in recovery. Like that's how open I am about my recovery. That everybody knows I'm in recovery. Okay, because I help people in real life. Like I don't just come on here and talk about helping people. Like I do this in my real life too. You know what I'm saying? But so my job knows that I'm in recovery, and they know that I have a felony on my record for my past. And but it's not, the job that I have is not a full-time job. So I was kind of looking for something full-time. And I went in and put an application in, and I couldn't get it because of my felony. And that just fucking, it just makes me so upset. But it just goes to show you, like, they say, the government says that they want to help you and they want to, get you back on your feet. But if you've been in trouble like I have, and you have a felony on your record, that's what happens. Okay, they will take it to where you're not able to get a job somewhere else. It really sucks. So now what I have to do, and I'm already on it, is I'm getting that felony expunged. So hopefully once I get my felony expunged, everything will be better. But I just want you guys to know, like, if you have a felony, the struggle is real. And if you don't have a felony and you're a good person and you're trying to change your life and do better, it's really difficult. It's really difficult. So let me get this eyeliner on, you guys. I would love to go on like 23andMe Death's channel with Lockdown 23andMe and talk to them about how my addiction and how my felony and prison time has kept me from being able to, have a good job. So anyway, I love you guys. I'm just chatting now. What's everybody up to? Tell me how y'all are doing. Let me know how y'all are doing. I need to hear from my girls and my guys. It does. It does. Missa says the past haunts us. It does. And I wish I could go. Sometimes I wish, now I'm going to say this, sometimes I wish I could go back and not do some of the stuff I did, right? But then I think, and I'm like, well, Nicole, if that didn't happen, you wouldn't be who you are today, right? And so really, guys, I'm just happy that I'm here and that I'm able to share a message of strength and recovery with you guys and let you guys know that you're not alone, that you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can change my life, you can change your life. Okay? Can you guys hear me okay? I know some of y'all are breaking out or getting off because you can't hear me, I guess. But anyway, I love you guys. I'm just babbling. I'll jump off here. Prayers for Ramon, you guys, okay? He is going into treatment tomorrow. Ramon, you got my back. I love you, man. I'm here for you if you need anything, and I will see you guys later, okay?